Hello, welcome to Indie Tutorials. My name is Guillermo and I would like to thank the patrons supporting this channel. Today we are going to take a look at implementing the dash mechanic. When we logged into the enemy, we can dash to the sides, backwards and front. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so let's start by finding our DodgeState script. Inside gameplay, behaviors, characters, states, and we have this DodgeState. It's a DodgeState. Double click it to open up. And in here, what we are going to do, since we learned about this new mixer transition 2D from Animancer, we want to have the dash movement dependent of the direction, of course. So what we can do is to reuse this state, and let's add a new variable here. So serialize field private mixer transition 2D, and let's call this one dash, and let's create a public mixer transition 2D dash, a public property that will return our private dash mixer transition 2D. So right now we are entering this state whether we press the B button in the gamepad and the flag is set to dodge in the character movement script. So what we can do here is let Animancer or set the play in this place the current animation we were detecting whether we were moving or in idle state, so whether we were rolling or backstepping. So let's reuse this one, but since the mixer transition 2D is not a clip transition, this won't work right away. So we need to make a small change here. The Animancer component can play anything that inherits from the eye transition interface, as we can see here in the documentation. So what we can do here is to, instead of returning a clip transition, return the eye transition, and you will see that's still working. So inside this current animation, what we need to do is before checking the movement whether we are moving or not, we can do is a check if we are locked on target. So if we are not locked on target, character movement lock on target. So if we are not locking on target, we play the standard or the basic dodge, roll or backstep. Otherwise, else, we return our dash mixer transition 2D. So this current animation will be played on enter state, and in this on enter state we are going to check whether we need to use the roll, the backstep or the dash. So how to tell this dash or to change the movement direction, we needed to do right before setting up or returning this mixer 2D. So we can do it here. So let's say dash state parameter is going to be equal to our character movement direction. So this will help us determine whether we are moving forward, backwards, right and left. One thing though I saw during my testing is that sometimes or at the beginning of this frame, or we may lose some frames and the state can be null at some point. So we can do is just make a little check here. So if dash state is not null, then we execute this line. Alright, so this will ensure getting non-null exceptions in the editor for some frames, and still we were getting this movement direction afterwards playing good. Alright, so this is everything we needed to do in the DodgeState. So let's save the script, let Unity compile, and let's continue there. Okay, so actually I was wrong. Let's revisit again this script, and I forgot down below in the awake method we are registering to the onEnd event to play or to change this ORK Framework variable, the Dodge object variable key with it will turn the Dodge flag to true or false, and also we need to return to the default state that we're currently playing. So we need to do the same here for the dash. So dash events onEnd on animation end. Okay, so now we are good. Let's go back to Unity, and now we can select our player prefab, open the prefab itself, and down below in the states game object we should have now in our DodgeState we have the back step, the roll step transition, and now we have our dash, and we need to populate this state or this mixer transition 2D with the animations. So but the first thing we need to do is to change the type from Cartesian to directional. Okay, so let's assign the animation that we already imported previously. Okay, so let's add 4 slots here in the empty array of animations. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first animation is going to be the forward, so let's go to our animation clips and forward root motion, and this is going to be Y1. Then we have the right animation, root motion right, this is going to be 1 in the X. Then we have the backwards, this is going to be -1, and lastly the left animation, this is going to be -1 in the X. So now that we have set up our animation clips for the mixer, we can go and save the prefab, and let's give it a try. So let's hit play mode. And we can still have our standard locomotion movement. We can back step, roll. If I press B, we can sprint. B plus A, we jump. Now let's target on volume, and we still have our strafe movement. And now if I click the B button, we dash, if I move forward, we start dashing forward, and it's still a little bit not responsive because we're using this convoluted approach with this flag that we read from the input system. Then ORK Framework need to set it up, and yeah, I need to find a way to improve that mechanic to make it more responsive. So if I go, we still lock on, and if I move to the right, we can dash, but you can see that we return to the idle. It's not like that we could spam the dash button and get an instant feedback, but we are getting into it slowly, and I'm pretty happy with the results. We now have the dash mechanic like in Bloodborne. If I release the locked target, we move freely again. And let me check in the player itself so we can see the flag changing here. So this is the time it takes to return or to be able to dodge again. But anyways, let's continue on the next video. I think I will dedicate the next video for tweaking. We need to set the or let Animancer, now that we have 7.3 version, we can set the current state to be visible in the inspector, so we need to change that. I also want to remove all the input logic that we have in the character movement script to be managed with the character brain itself. So we don't need to read. I think we should not read input from the character movements, but it should be task of the input brain. So we're going to be refactoring that logic as well. And well, anyways, thank you for supporting the channel, and see you on the next one.